Namaste and welcome to Viewpoint. So Halal certification, a process which started in around 1974 in India, has come a long way today to a point that not just meat, but even cement, iron bars, wheat flour, gram flour, and in fact even in Kerala we even see Halal certified apartments at the moment. So what's happening here, and there's a huge discussion going on right now in the Supreme Court with the Uttar Pradesh representative, the Solicitor General, actually mentioning how Halal certifying bodies are actually minting crores at the stake of many other people who don't really opt for halal. So what's going on? Let's discuss about this with Mr. Suresh Kochatil, a political researcher and analyst. Namaste ji.
Namaskar.
So the UP representation Supreme Court is why now the topic is actually trending once again, halal certification. So what's going on? How do you think, isn't halal just supposed to be about meat? When did it actually get to cement and even certified apartments?
That's all a question which is even the Supreme Court is asking itself. They issued a notice to the Government of India and to the relevant parties to come back, and I think within a month and a half the hearing will start again. The question is halal. Like in Jewish food habits, there's a kosher there. We respect for their food dietary habits, which says that halal means the animal which is being killed will die slowly because the main vein will be slit and it has to bleed to death, which is a very painful process. On the other hand, we have a jhatka meat, which is the regular slaughter that is done
in India.
For meat in India. We didn't hear of this halal anytime, I would say 10 years ago. So that is one stroke, the animal is killed. Now, which is more painful, which is less painful, it's very, very obvious. The PETA people for ethical treatment of animals, always protest against slaughter of animals, but they never talk about halal slaughter for very obvious reasons. Now, the question is, the process for a 10 or 12-minute interaction, we cannot explain the entire gamut of it. But I'll try and encapsulate in a manner. What are the objections right now? We look at only that, not what halal certification. Halal obviously means permissible, that this is permitted. Now, as per Islam, they say this is how the slaughter should be done. There's a methodology mentioned. Great. Keep it for the food products. And keep it for only those people who wish to have halal food. Now, I'll give you an example. You go to a restaurant. As per the halal certification, it is not just about the food. It is not just about the chicken or the mutton or duck or fish or whatever it is. It is also the fact that the food has to be prepared using ingredients which are also halal certified, which is where your masalas are coming in now.
By a person who's halal certified again.
And again, now when a halal meat is, first of all, we'll start from that place. When a halal slaughter is done, it has to be done by a person who is a Muslim, which means you are cutting out the entire segment of people who are non-Muslims from this trade. That is the basic strategy. Again, as I said, when a restaurant, you're putting up halal certificate, saying halal food, which means all the items there are halal certified, which means non-Muslims cannot work on it. Even the stove has to be halal certified. And the stove, which means that it cannot be used for any other cooking. So you get a jhatka meat tomorrow. Now the jhatka meat is what, again, in the Sikh community, for example, to a large extent, they are not supposed to eat halal meat. They're supposed to eat only jhatka meat. In North India, there's a big awareness now that is coming up, saying jhatka products should be consumed. Now, I fail to understand what does steel, cement, shoes, shirt have to do with halal, and even flats, as you mentioned in Kerala, apartments being halal certified. What is it? It's a ridiculous thing. You call yourself a secular country. You say that, everyone should follow the same law. But when it comes to your own personal things, you don't want to compromise. Again, we are not saying don't have halal meat. Great, please go have it. But don't force it on people. And the main argument which was made in the Supreme Court is each other thing costs money. For example, I'll just give you a basic thing. For the basic certification registration, it is 60,000 rupees for a company, plus fees, other thing. For each container, it is 2,000 rupees, 1,000 to 2,000 rupees certification, container going out of India. Within that, again, products being certified for within sale in India is again different.
And all of this is in a way being readjusted to the buyer.
So yeah, the consumer has to pay. So suppose you're getting something for 100 rupees, because 10 rupees is being charged for the certification, even printing for the halal logo of the Jamaat-e-Halal Trust which is there, that trust gives a logo and that logo will be there imprinted on the packets. Now time has come for consumers to ask, we will not have this stuff. We will not take these halal certificate things. And the obvious thing is they would hide the logo somewhere, or they would print in very fine print halal certified. You would not even notice it.
The way they put sugar in most of the products label, you can't even see that there's
Yeah,
sugar.
exactly. Now the question is, which the Supreme Court is also being asked is, why should a non-Muslim be penalized for this? Let's have our stuff without it. Now the obvious argument that is coming up, which I saw a ridiculous argument the other day also on television by one of the panelists who came and was speaking about on one debate in Kerala and Malayalam, was there are books which are certified by publishers, CBSE publishers. They take a certain amount of rights for the mentioning the name, their name in it. Okay? Kohli publishers or Chopra publishers or whatever publishers. The content is given to 10 different things, 10 different publications, but they charge a royalty for it. That is different, boss. There's nothing religion involved in that. That is the copyright which they're taking, the money. Here, you are charging somebody for everything and anything. This trust is making money. Crores, thousands of crores. And this was kept hidden from all of us. Why should, in a kitchen, vessels be kept separately? We heard this in case of Jain food or even vegetarian food being made, that it should not be mixed with each other, that non-veg food should not be cooked in vegetarian vessels and all that kind of stuff. We heard this before. But here, it is openly said that you cannot do it. And the people who are cooking should also be trained in halal. Now, what is it? I don't understand the logic of this. I mean, we are living in a country, secularism and other things are bandied about like crazy, but at the same time, we are told, no. There is halal and there is, you got to have it, you don't have a choice. Otherwise, you don't know what one you're having.
So the thing about the halal certification, like unlike a food certification, where there's a scientific testing, there's a quality testing, and then there's an approval and a FSA logo or something is given. When it comes to halal certified, there isn't really a scientific kind of an evaluation or analytical checking or a quality test. So what are the parameters based on which somebody decides, this indeed is halal? Is it like, it's a religious kind of a thing, or is there something beyond this? Is there anything scientific at all over here?
For meat products, as I explained before, there is a slaughter method. Okay? There is a bleeding to death. They have to say the prayers before, all that kind of stuff. All that is there, which we have been seeing. Now, the logic being used, and I'm quoting from the website, it says 70% of the 1.5 billion Muslims worldwide follow the halal food standards.
Right.
Now, tell me 10, 20 years ago, this is an age-old system according to them. So, 10, 20 years ago, was halal being followed in India? No, we never saw that. We never saw burqas about 60, 70 years ago in India. Forget 60, 70, even 30, 40 years ago. But it's become a norm now, which means you're trying to stand out and say, I am different. Don't kind of equate with me, you. I'm not you. You are you, I am what I am. Great. But then don't force your stuff on me. Don't sell it in the same shop.
So isn't essentially the halal certifying body becoming more of an influencer kind of a mechanism, which is conveying to certain masses that purchase only these products, don't purchase other products? Is that what halal certifying bodies are indirectly doing actually?
Yes, that's what exactly it is. The business is huge. According to the website of this trust, which is doing all this, the worldwide halal sales is around $100 billion. In India itself, I was told by one of our research team in NHX that it is close to about 10 to 20,000 crores. Minimum. And actually, it's supposed to be going as high as about 80,000 crores.
From a manufacturer's standpoint, like wouldn't the manufacturer feel that, if I had a separate process line for halal, separate process line for normal, it's going to cost me more. Let me just go with halal because anyway, if I don't go halal, I will lose 30% of the crowd. If I do it halal, I don't lose anybody at all. Isn't that the thought that may come in a manufacturer's mind?
That's exactly the point. See, they are saying even in the website of this trust, they are saying Jamaat Halal Trust. What about Halal Trust? They're calling it Jamaat Halal Trust. What they're saying is that you are going to Muslim countries and selling these products. Now, when a masala is made in India, be it Eastern or most of these Kerala-based products which are sold in the Gulf, okay, there they know the brand very well because they know this brand comes from Kerala. But you may have an MTR which comes from Northern India, which is made, MDH masala and all that. MTR from down south. They are different kind of thing. There it is not so much of a halal problem. But the products going from Kerala, they make sure that the products are certified. Now, you cannot print separate batches for separate things. So, what does the manufacturer look at economies of scale? He'll say, forget it. I'm going to print halal for everything. 90% will go to the Gulf or other countries. 10% I'll sell in India. And we have seen in many cases people putting it on social media saying, why is this tea halal certified? Even on Vande Bharat the other day, there was a big fight over somebody serving tea or something with halal certification.
Green tea bags, yeah.
What is it? I mean, is there a process certified that this is how the tea should be made? Okay? Or this is how the tea should be plucked? This is how the tea should be cured or packed? Forget that turmeric. How will you certify turmeric as halal? Is it the growth process? Is there a written documentation for that? Or just take the money and giving a certification?
Right now, if you see, like Muslims, they're kind of conscious of the fact that let us go for halal certified products, because definitely we know if there's a halal certification, it doesn't go against our views. So for them, it's a good thing. For others, do you think there's a lack of awareness, or is it apathy that it doesn't matter? So what's going on with the rest of the people? That it's okay, I don't mind spending 10 rupees. It doesn't matter, it's no big deal. Why are the others who are non-Muslims completely fine with it?
See, the problem is of ignorance, one. They don't know that they're paying more. Okay, if the Modi government increases GST, or the Modi government doesn't do it, actually the GST Council, which includes Finance Minister of all states, increases one product GST from 4 to 8% or 8 to 18%. There's a big hue and cry.
Like popcorn.
Popcorn. And we saw it as a fake thing. Popcorn rate is still same as was before in a theatre. It is only when it's a packed popcorn, it's a different thing altogether. Okay, what you buy in the theatre has not changed, whether it's caramel or whether it's plain or
where
salt.
most of the people purchase.
Yeah, and they pay exorbitant amount for what you would get outside for 50 rupees or even 25 rupees. You buy it in the theatre for 250 bucks without even battling an eyelid. Okay, you don't complain because you're already paying 1,000 bucks if 3 people go for a movie. So you don't mind. But the problem here is we should start questioning now. We should ask companies, are you charging me for this halal certification? I want to see a non-halal and halal product kind of. This is where the Competition Commission of India and the government comes into the picture. Pricing is under the government authority. Okay, they can do their own pricing, but there has to be an equal pricing. It is like the Telugu cinemas, they have on day one or minus 1 day, that is 1 day before the release, they put the ticket price at 1,000 bucks. Premiere show. What is that? The same movie? They're not showing anything different, isn't it?
Just that they can't wait for it. So
yeah, because many people can take selfies and say, I watched this. Now the same thing here. You are kind of forcing the Hindus to have something, or the Christians to have something, or the Jews to have something, or the Jains to have something, which they don't subscribe to. It is alien to me, halal as a concept. You can go and sell it in the Gulf, I have no issue. You can sell it in Muslim countries, I have no issues. Sell it anywhere, but not in India. Don't charge me for something, and don't put the ridiculous custom that I should only do it the halal way. We will do it our own way, which is non-halal. Okay, if you have a problem with jhatka meat, go with halal meat. But don't put halal on cement and steel and shoes and t-shirts and everything. No, it doesn't work that way. There's nothing halal about it. Does it say a process how to make a t-shirt? I don't understand this crazy logic. I mean, I don't know why the Supreme Court is taking such a long time to decide. This is a ridiculous thing. It just cannot be allowed. Those who want to have halal meat, go ahead and have it. But this certification company which is doing this nonsense has to stop. They have to be told, sorry, doesn't work this way. You certify food products, beyond it, nothing else.
So as a final question, so this debate has been going on for a while, and we see that nothing much really changes and it's just expanding beyond, it's just moving forward. So I just want to understand what could be a potential conclusion for this issue. Would it be banning of halal certifying bodies, or would it be something like alternative bodies which certify other belief systems as well, like a kosher thing, like a jhatka thing? They are also certifying bodies. Or do you think the other thing is let halal do whatever they are doing, but within some kind of reasonable restrictions or limits? What do you think would be the final outcome?
Just food products, that too meat products, can be halal certified, nothing beyond it. No masalas, no spices, no salt, no sugar. They don't come under that. They may be added to the cooking process, but nowhere does it say that you have to add a halal product to a non-halal product cannot be added to a halal product. It can. It's a masala after all. Even packing is halal certified. Do you know that? Otherwise, the product is rejected. It should be packed according to halal standard. God only knows what the standards are. The idea is that you are excluding a large number of, especially the slaughter part of it, a lot of kind of backward class communities also get involved in it. Even not just in India and other countries also. In Pakistan, for example. So the slaughterhouses itself, you are excluding a large number of non-Muslims, saying that you cannot work here because this is a halal certified facility. I know the BJP guys will be fighting for this. Again, the others will say, oh, you are permitting big companies to export meat abroad, buffalo meat abroad. Then you are fighting against cow meat here in India. What is it? As I said, whatever you want to do abroad, you do it. We have no issues. But don't try and push that cost onto the consumer in India. Don't give us products for which we are not subscribed to. Sorry, here non-halal is the standard, jhatka is the standard. If you want halal products, have it in your own facility, sell it your own way, put big boards to say this is halal certified, Let people take, if somebody still wants to go and buy it, a non-Muslim, buy it, be my guest. It's a free country. Anybody can do anything they want. But you cannot certify steel, cement, shoes and everything else under halal. No, it doesn't work that way. It's absolutely illogical. This nonsense has to stop once and for all.
Thank you so much for your valuable words on this. So you heard today's discussion. What do you think about this entire halal fiasco that's happening right now in India? Please comment below. We'll catch up again. Namaste and Jai Hind.